What are these strange tentacles found on the Dreadnaught? We've explored this space for years, but only recently have these things began to pop up, and the reason why could be quite strange. Today we discuss the story of the Dreadnaught's transformation, and speculate on what these tentacles are, or what they belong to. The Dreadnaught is a massive ship. If its engines were destroyed, the entire system would explode along with it. It floats in Saturn's rings, where it sat dormant since the Taken War. The ship itself was built by Oryx with the carcass of the worm god Akka. To make his ship, Oryx scrimshawed one piece of Akka, who was dead but far from gone. He stole the hammer of Xivu Arath and the scalpel of Savathun, and he armored his ship in baneful armor. I fought my way out of hell to make you. I fought my traitor siblings, and I fought the swarming corpse of Akka. And I cut my way back into my own court, the high war which had been usurped. So this ship was literally crafted from the body of the worm god Akka and some other resources Oryx mentioned from his sisters. This makes you wonder how big Akka was, or how much of Akka was used through maybe hive magics to craft this vessel. The text there did mention the swarming corpse of Akka, so when we think of these tentacles, this could be the first thing they are related to. Maybe the tentacles from this worm god have always existed underneath the surface, but now as the Dreadnaught has changed, they burst out from the interior, beyond these thick chitinous walls made of bone. We see the tentacles not only on the Dreadnaught though, but also some reaching out into the Ascendant Plane, reaching out towards our reality like in the first mission. So that makes me wonder even more, was it just parts of Akka or something greater, a greater force at work? When I first saw the tentacle concepts and images from Heresy, I and many others thought, hey, maybe that's just egregor. The tentacles, to me personally, look completely different from egregor though. Egregor is a fungi-like plant associated with the darkness. It can enter the bodies of a subject and head straight for the brain, as seen on the Glycon with Cabal. The egregor itself can be used to speak to other beings through the darkness. Callus tried to do this here to speak to the Witness. The Locus of Communion boss, an example of the amalgamation of scorned minds and bodies connected, or an attempt to connect.
Scribe Ahsa states, the Emperor shows us we chase a mirage. The darkness is nothing but a great basin of formless thoughts. A vast tangle of composting chaos. Callus seeks the entity who speaks through the darkness.
Destinypedia has a nice quote from the Drifter. I've seen it before, on the Glycon, on the Leviathan, on my own ship too. An organism that's all about forming psychic connections. So as Drifter explains, egregor is alive through darkness, wants to make connections and combine minds. Egregor was on the Drifter's ship, the Leviathan, in the oceans of Titan and also in the Ascendant Plane. Could the tentacles be related? Maybe, but we don't have any lore to back this up.
Deep within Soul lies a sepulchre of eager teeth. Akka, the womb of secrets, slain by Oryx and shaped into the Dreadnaught. I have kept watch over the husk of Akka as it slept, quiet and unclaimed. Now something, sent by hand unseen, vivifies the long-dead flesh of the Dreadnaught.
Artist Jacob Gonzalez has some amazing pieces of concept art that may get us closer to an answer. On his ArtStation page linked down below, you can find concepts from the Dreadnaught in episode Heresy. Early previs environment sketches and exploration for the revamped Dreadnaught environment to pitch what the vibe for the episode could be, and how the Dreadnaught would react to certain interactions. So this is clearly concept. Some of this may have been used, some may have not. But we can see the intention for sure, and some of that seems to exist in the current episode that we play. In the concepts, the Dreadnaught is altered by the Echo, the corpse of Akka being changed. We see images of the ship in orbit of Saturn with these tentacle-like objects peeling off, and even the walls inside the ship being changed by the Echo. It says, dried Akka flesh curls into flakes of various sizes. Akka's old skin peels away, revealing new layers of skin, influenced by the echo of Oryx. This fresh skin bubbles and wriggles in a fractal way. Upon close inspection, Guardians notice millions of cells dividing and multiplying. The walls are alive. Sand and debris are pieces of shed Akka skin. The atmosphere is thick with this dead skin, and the skin dunes become so deep that it hides away some mysteries forever while exposing new ones. So while we do get the idea of what these concepts represent in-game, it still makes you wonder. If what we see here is Akka, which is likely, is parts of the flesh still alive? And does that have a part to play at all story-wise? Or are these just cool environmental props with a bit of worm god explanation to them and nothing more? If parts of Akka are still alive, it would be interesting given some recent lore. Just last week we talked about a new lore card with Ahsa, how she felt other worm gods across the system, and also a connection specifically to Akka itself. But in that card she does mention that Akka was long dead. Here's the end of that card from that video. Ir, Yol, Zol, Akka, dead Akka, whose everted bones circle Saturn in twin orbit with Titan, where Ahsa dreams. Of all the cousin names, it is the one that catches Ahsa, rolls along her flukes and shivers, rippling in the methane dream. There is some mirror where Ahsa is the ship, and Akka the refugee, an accident of parentage. One sibling this river, the other that stream. And so, how does Ahsa hate what she nearly was? Cousin bones, family bones, swimming as she does. In her marrow she knows this, she is lucky. Dead Akka hums, and Ahsa feels it stem to stern. She stirs from her dream to roll as she listens, a long stretch of blade's edge, crystal, parchment, and the breath of the galaxy along her flank. Ahsa hums back, of course. She can't help herself, even knowing better. Your cousin calls out, "I am here. Is anyone there?" And you answer. You answer. Dead Akka does not answer. It is a ghost firing of bone neurons. Zol does not answer. Zeta and Cell and Aura and Lace do not answer. Some glutted, war-fed cousin long across the sea of screams calls out, a distant worm song threat. Ahsa goes quiet, remembers all at once, presses her consciousness close to her titan, settles back into a softer, subtler dream. In that dream, Ahsa is not the last. Anyway, Guardians, that's all we got for today's video. A little update on the Dreadnaught and Heresy, what it's made of, what might be happening with the tentacles. Over various episodes, we've seen how these echoes can change characters, environments, and even aspects of control over species like the Vex. There definitely is some new paracalls magic going on here in Oryx's flagship. Act 2 begins tomorrow, so I hope we get to learn more about what's going on in the background as we deal with the hive gods and these anchors. Anyway, Guardians, if you'd like to see some more Destiny news, lore, and mysteries just like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.